Hey everyone. So I know that in the game they don't always give a great description on what different abilities do, like Decapitation, Crosshairs, which is a new ability, as well as heal reduction. And I just want to kind of create a compilation of different videos that kind of go over all of these abilities so that everyone might have a better understanding of what each of them does. So for example, my next video might be about bleed, burn, maim, as well as hemobleed. So as often as I can, I'm going to be doing these videos just so that everyone can kind of become on the same page. I know that some people have struggled to understand what Crosshairs is and how it works. It's a pretty new ability, and Rolito is, I think, the most famous for having it. And I think what I like the most about Crosshairs is that it's not a typical decapitation toon where you have to get the kill shot in order for the toon to become decapitated. Instead, you can use that character as more of a support character and rely more on heavy damage dealers. So here, just with some film, I'm going to explain the difference between using a skill like Decapitation versus using 100% heal reduction. So some of the difficulties with using a Decapitation toon like Sandy is when you miss the kill. It can be difficult running a Decapitation toon like Sandy, whose weapons are double attack weapons, meaning they will sometimes give her 2 attacks. When she rushes, she has the chance to do 2, 3, or 4 attacks. This seems like a great thing, except it's very difficult to control. Here I missed the decapitation, and I ended up losing as a result. So that's my first issue with decapitation. It's very difficult to control, but it is very rewarding when you do get the killing blow. In this match, I end up getting Sandy to decap Sadiq, and you can tell when a toon is decapitated because there'll be this little white symbol that looks like a floating head above where they were standing. So now Sadiq cannot be revived by Mackenzie. So you'll see now there's 100% heal reduction added to the remaining 3 toons, and what 100% heal reduction does is it prevents these toons from being able to heal while under the influence of 100% heal reduction. And there are other toons that do, say, 40 or 60% heal reduction, so it just prevents the toon that's regaining HP from regaining as much. And when you have 100% heal reduction, if a toon dies while under the influence of it, it cannot be revived until 100% heal reduction is either cleared by a toon or the number of turns it takes to expires. Now when we take a look at Crosshairs, you'll understand why I like Crosshairs more. And by more, I mean I like it more than 100% heal reduction, and I like it more than a decapitation toon. So the way that Crosshairs works, you can either have a toon that applies Crosshairs, like Rolito, or a toon that has Headhunter, and when they perform a critical hit, they can apply Crosshairs to the enemy. What's great about Crosshairs is that you can use any toon to kill the opponent, and it will decapitate them. This helps remove a little bit of RNG when fighting, because you're not depending on a single toon in order to achieve the killing blow. In some ways, you don't need to depend on any toon for the killing blow. This type of team here, you can see that it's a mixture of a bleed as well as a maim team. It's designed in order to control the enemy and prevent them from rushing, while also bleeding them to death. With Rolito being able to add Crosshairs to the enemy with both his rush as well as his active skill, he makes for a great lead when attacking any other team. He can also be a really good support toon, just because of his rush and his active skill, being able to bleed as well as apply Crosshairs to the enemy. When he's used as a lead, he's able to apply 600 bleed for 3 turns to all enemies on the other team. The downside is that if the opponent has bleed resist mods, then they might be able to resist Rolito's bleed as well as any other bleed that you try to apply. So I believe all 3 abilities do have their own place, but I do feel like Decapitation is no longer as viable on its own, just because it seems like a very Generation 1, Generation 2 6-star trait and before. Because now when we have these extra abilities like Crosshairs and Headhunter, we are able to use more than just one specific toon that has to have a killing blow. Instead, you're able to really use any toon you want in order to apply that killing blow and defeat the enemy. Heal reduction in general is difficult to compare to these other abilities only because it can also prevent the enemy from recovering HP. This is both bonus HP and normal HP. I can definitely see the use in using both 100% heal reduction as well as a headhunter toon or a toon that knows crosshairs, because once you're able to put an enemy down, 100% heal reduction or a 50% heal reduction will not keep them down, but decapitation will. I definitely feel like there will be more and more combination abilities that come out. So by combination abilities, I mean it'll take an old specialist skill and revamp it in a way so that it's more meaningful in the S-Class days. And now a big thank you to Raz, Robert, and Jferg, who were able to supply me with some film so that I could make this video in order to show you a little bit more about these different abilities. I look forward to continuing to bring you different content about the different abilities and strategies in the game. Thank you again for watching and listening to my video.